Hola. I say hola because I am in Guatemala at the moment. And it's the only bit of Spanish that I flowingly know. Apart from nope, that's pretty much it. But that is fine because I am able to connect with my body language and my feeling, and a lot of heart reference and heart signaling, and that seems to get me through. So I'm trying to figure out this camera, and I am looking at my hair because I am a self-conscious human, an image point, and we are very aware of our image, but that's okay. Getting used to it. Anyway, I wanted to do my first video today on the divine tantrum. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the tantrum. I work in inner child healing, so I help people connect with their younger parts of themselves, their child parts of themselves that are still within them. It truly is a truth that can be experienced when explored emotionally. And the idea is that we still have these younger parts within us that are still feeling and thinking and very much alive in us, and also stuck in trauma, challenging emotions that came up when they were in an overwhelming experience. They didn't have the support that they needed to navigate, to process the overwhelming situation and the overwhelming emotions that came up, whether that be fear or shame or grief, So I help people connect to these experiences within themselves and to process them fully in a supported environment, teaching them to process the emotions, the fear, the shame, the anger, the grief, and find relief. And through that relief is a bigger teaching that we can access, a bigger growing, an element of ourselves that can grow and strengthen from that experience. So anyway, it's just a little bit about inner child work. But as I said, I wanted to talk to you about the divine tantrum. It came to me recently because I've been having a lot of strong emotional experiences, as we all have been during this time in particular, and as we've always had, really. But as children, a lot of the time when we experience emotion, we don't have language. We have our bodies and we have our voices, and we are born with a natural ability to express ourselves in natural ways, in ways that are needed, express the energy in ways that are needed. And a lot of the time that is through the tantrum. So, yes, what is the tantrum? What is a tantrum? So it's certainly a word that is used in the parenting arena and the childcare arena. And I feel like it is it's been looked at as a negative word, as a negative thing. When your child is having a emotional time and they begin expressing themselves with screaming, crying, shaking, throwing things, throwing themselves around, anything like that, it's just expressing emotion. We often tell them to stop. We physically restrain them. We tell them off. We shame them. We hurt them. We smack them. So imagine that we have this really overwhelming energy within us that is built up. Something's happened, Simple example with psychology: our mother leaves the room. We feel abandoned, we feel lost, we had this sense of security, and all of a sudden it's been taken away, and we begin crying and screaming and expressing how this feels, this sudden fear, shock energy. And hopefully this doesn't happen this much this day and age, but whoever else, carer, comes along, or father or whoever, and scolds the child to try to make the child stop. And so you can just imagine the child's already in fear, and then an extra layer is added to that fear by being told that it is wrong, and either being physically restrained or hurt, struck at, etc. A lot of us, even the best kind of parents, there's no blame here, it has been centuries of teaching around parenting, and also like our own responses, our own fears around emotion and not knowing how to handle it. We just want to make it stop. We all just, at the end of the day, want to make a seemingly painful, scary experience stop. And how do we make this stop? Our sort of our human teaching really is to physically get involved and make it stop. Restraining, hitting, pushing, just make it stop. But of course, then we are stopping the emotion from fully expressing itself and fully releasing itself. So basically, I have been having a lot of divine tantrums lately, and I have been hitting the pillows, which I've been guided to do with when I get anger, and screaming into pillows, or just and screaming or growling. I quite like to growl. I have quite a lion energy going on in me at the moment. And I notice, there she is, and I noticed a fear in me, of course, for people hearing me and thinking, having judgments about it, and also, mainly getting judgments. I'm not really, there could be a fear that I could put the other person in fear or something, and they could think there's something terribly wrong and ring the ambulance, which has happens. It's happened a lot with people, when they just really need to express an emotion, and all of a sudden they're in a mental institute being fed drugs to suppress their feelings. And it goes like that, I suppose, which I'm just recognizing more and more. Where are all the divine tantrums? Where are all the humans having tantrums, expressing their anger in the moment, the emotion that needs to just come? We've been taught to hide it, to go into the bathroom and cry it out there, and then come out with a pretty mask And yeah, I'm good. And that's that. Or we don't even know that we can just do that. We don't even know we can take a moment break. So we just bottle it up inside, and this gets suppressed in our bodies, and we don't move our bodies anymore. We close, we clamp up, and then when we do actually, it's been an experience of mine, when I do actually start moving my body and stretching and opening up, there's a fear with all of this. There's a fear there that, because I've kept this emotion inside, this shame or whatever is there, and it feels icky to open the body up and let it out. But that's kind of what we need to do, is just let our natural human selves express the energy within us. And it's bringing up emotion for me because it's taken so long. It feels like it's taken 32 years for me to get that it's okay to have a tantrum. It's okay and here I am right now, just having another moment with you guys, acknowledging that level of shock. It's been so long. It's been such a long time where I felt I haven't been able to really fully express my emotions. They haven't been okay. They're not acceptable. For my journey, just take a moment because it's important just to stay with it when the emotion comes. Don't need to rush past it, through it with the mind. Because that shock and then the tears releasing is relief. You can feel a sense of relief coming. And with relief is relaxation, and with relaxation is healing. Our nervous system starts relaxing, and that's when we can be in a state of healing, calm state. Breathing. So, thank you for sharing this moment with me. My main expression today is about the divine tantrum. Let yourself have your tantrums. They are divine. They are a natural way that you were born with as a child to express emotion. Yeah. And it can be done in so many ways. Stomping, shaking, can be moved into dancing if that feels fun to do. But essentially, just let yourself drop into that younger part of you and let yourself have those feelings, and trust that, this is a journey of reparenting. That's what I teach about, and trust that you can also be a parent in that moment, holding space for yourself as well as that little child's emotions. You can observe and let them come out and see them, watch them coming out, and let that being know, let that expression know that you're going to be there for it at the other end. That is really important, that you are going to be there, present and strong at the end, just there with it, to hold it, to catch it, holding and witnessing those emotions. And key is honouring them, validating them, saying, yes, you have every right to feel this way. Yes, feel this way. This makes perfect sense that you feel this way. Yeah. You know? And then from that will be some new kind of awarenesses that come through from it. Wherever that might be. For me, I've had a strong journey about my boundaries, and a lot of rage has been coming out recently around not being able to hold my boundaries in the past, and, you know, realizing from teachings that I've had that, you know, I had my boundaries continuously crossed, emotionally mainly, as a child. So I never really learned that I had the right to have boundaries, and I never felt safe having them either, because I thought that that would mean a loss. It's been a long journey healing that, and it's still challenging, but I'm very angry now that I had my boundaries crossed and not respected, and that I wasn't able to have the kind of relationship that I wanted with someone very special to me, because I couldn't hold my boundaries in other situations in life, and that made me angry and regretful, and I've been having a lot of tantrums about that. And I had one earlier, and it was really helpful, and the message I got after was like, I'm going to help you even more create this strong container for yourself now. I'm going to help you even more to hold your boundaries, to be clear energetically, in tune with what your needs are, and take those actions from there, from your sensitive energy body. Be guided by that and trust that. What a journey that has been to get there, to get here with that wisdom and feel that it's okay, safe in the body to hold my boundaries, and to still know that I am loved deeply. And yeah, so the act of self-love can come in many forms, and for me, my act of self-love right now is by letting myself have tantrums, and I can have them wherever I want. Actually, I had one outside of the airport the other day because I missed my flights and chose to rebook my tickets and spend the rest of my travel money. And I had a massive tantrum outside, and I screamed and primal whooped. It's a thing, primal whooping. However you want to imagine that is. Maybe I'll do a video on that. You know, people were walking past. What were they doing? Having a fag to process their emotion, shouting at the air hostess, or the receptionist. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to have my own tantrum party outside. It felt great, and I just came into a state of comedy afterwards. It felt so empowering, and I went back in there and I ordered my tickets, and it was cool. We were all cool. Me, the receptionist. You had a tantrum outside? Yes, I did. At 32 years old? Yes, I did. It was fucking great. And yeah, so tantrum parties. I invite you to create a tantrum party for yourself. Create a ceremony and allow yourself to create that expression. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it in public, that's fine. That takes some, it's not always the best place to have it. So privacy, to the nature, to the forest, not always easy to get there. But if you can create that experience for yourself, and obviously just ensuring your safety around you. then yeah, I really encourage it. I really encourage bringing back the divinity in the tantrum. And that is my message today. So much love to you. I welcome your expressions. I'm here for you. And you are divine. Much love, guys.